Welcome dear friends. In this video we are going to solve Sub Inspector paper conducted by PPSC in 2015. Who was known as the Tiger of Mysore? Tipu Sultan. Who led the breakaway section of the Muslim League which supported the Simon Commission? Mia Muhammad Shafi. In 1932, which British Prime Minister announced the Communal Award? Ramsay MacDonald. When Chaudhry Rahmat Ali issued the pamphlet Now or Never in 1933, where was he studying? Cambridge. In 1911, during the Delhi Darbar, King George V announced the annulment of partition of Bengal. Pakistan withdrew from C2 in 1973. The Jallianwala massacre took place in April 1919. Who was the Prime Minister of the interim government of India in 1946? Jawaharlal Nehru. When was the Kashmir issue taken to the United Nations by India? 1st January 1948. When did Pakistan join the non-aligned movement name? 1979. To which province did Hussain Shahid Sahrawardi belong? East Pakistan. When did Pakistan disassociate itself from the Commonwealth? 1972. However, Pakistan rejoined it in 1989. What is the retirement age of a judge of the Supreme Court of Pakistan? 65 years. Who wrote the famous story Sohne Mayowal? Fazal Shah. Who introduced the system of basic democracy in Pakistan? Ayub Khan. When for the first time in the world was a human heart transplant conducted? 1967, and it was conducted by Christian Barnard. Who was the first Secretary General of the United Nations? Tregwilli. For galvanizing of iron, which of the following metals is used? Zinc. ESCAP stands for Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. Ferdowsi was a Persian poet. East Timor, which became the 191st member of the United Nations, is in the continent of Asia. Which of the following continents is the smallest in terms of land mass? Australia. Sri Lanka was formerly known as Ceylon. Kojak Pass is located between Quetta and Chaman. Name the capital of Kazakhstan. Astana. In which country recently the National League for Democracy led by Aung San Suu Kyi won a landslide victory in elections? Back at that time it was in Myanmar. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif visited Uzbekistan recently. Who is the President of Uzbekistan? Back at that time it was Islam Karimov, but as we are talking in 2025, Shaukat is the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan and he has been the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan since 8 September 2016. Who has been appointed as the US Special Representative for Pakistan and Afghanistan? Richard Olson, but currently there is no one. Quaid-e-Azam Solar Park is one of the biggest projects for solar power generation in Pakistan. Where is it being constructed? Bahawalpur. Who is currently the High Commissioner of Pakistan in India? Back at that time it was Abdul Basit, but as we are talking in 2025, Saad Ahmad Wadaich is the High Commissioner of Pakistan in India and he has been there since January 2024. If A runs less fast than B and B runs fast but not faster than C, then as compared to A, C runs faster than A. Solution is given. A father is 9 times as old as his son and the mother is 8 times as old as the son. Sum of father's and mother's age is 51. What is the age of the son? 3 years. Solution is given. A student gets 60, 50 and 90 marks out of 100 in English, physics and economics respectively. He needs 72% to get a scholarship. How many marks does he need to get in maths to obtain overall 72%? 88. Solution is given. How many pieces of 85 cm length can be cut from a rod 42.2 meters long? 50. Solution is given. The price of a car including 6% sales tax is rupees 1,54,431.40. What is the market price of the car without tax? 1,45,600. Solution is given. In an election, a candidate who received 30% of the total votes was defeated by 15,000 votes. Find the number of votes obtained by the winning candidate. 26,250. Solution is given. A shopkeeper buys an article for rupees 27 and sells it at a profit of 10% of the selling price. What is the selling price of the article? 30. Solution is given. A certain sum of money is distributed among two friends in the ratio of 5:11. If one of them got rupees 1200 more than the other, what is the total amount? Rupees 4800. Solution is given. If day before yesterday was Saturday, then what day will be the day after tomorrow? Wednesday. Solution is given. A police officer walks from his house at 4 km per hour and reaches office 5 minutes late. If his speed was 5 km per hour, he would have been 10 minutes early. How far is his office? 5 km. Solution to the previous question is given here. Solve 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5 multiplied by 6 divided by 18 divided by 2. 77 divided by 6. Solution is given. A collection of computers that are connected together is called network. In a computer, the keyboard is used as an input device. Which device is required for internet connection? Modem. A normal CD-ROM can usually store up to 680 MB. Which of the following is not an operating system? Oracle. To create a table of columns and rows for mathematical calculation, which program is used? Excel. Atom microscope. Microscope is used to see atoms. Therefore, telescope is used to see planets. Telescope eye. Steth ear. We use telescope in the front of eyes to observe something. In the same way, we use steth in the ears to observe a patient. Ounce weight. Since ounce is the unit of weight, in the same way acre is the unit of area. A is the mother of B and C. If D is the husband of C, what is A to D? Mother-in-law. Solution is given. If the old man's son is my son's uncle, then what relation has the old man to me? Father. Solution is given. Synonym of adjacent. Contiguous. Synonym of engrossed. Absorbed. Synonym of feasible. Practicable. Synonym of ponder. Thankwar. Antonym of denounce. Defend. Antonym of deplete. Replenish. Antonym of impound. Release. Antonym of profane. Pious. CNG stands for compressed natural gas. Sound cannot travel through. Vacuum. X-rays were discovered by Roentgen. Breeding and management of bees is known as apiculture. Hepatitis causes inflammation of liver. Isotopes are atoms of the same element with different number of neutrons. Which one of the following is a vector quantity? Velocity. Dolly was the name of the first cloned sheep. Greenhouse effect is mainly caused by the excess of carbon dioxide. Which hormone is responsible for production of milk in human body? Prolactin. A drop of water is roughly spherical because of surface tension. Which of the following rights are more fundamental in the sense that other rights depend on them? Civil and political rights. Which one of the following is not a political right? Right to own weapons. Which one of the following writs is issued in case of wrongful detention? Habeas corpus. Which theory of justice is based on the principle kill the sin, not the sinner? Reformative theory. In which country was the first Truth and Reconciliation Commission established? South Africa. On which day is the Human Rights Day observed? 10 December. Which book of Ibn Khaldun made him famous? Muqaddama. The Battle of Jamal was fought between Hazrat Aisha Raziyallahu Anha and Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Anhu. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, delivered his farewell sermon at Arafat on 9th Zilhaj. When did fasting become a farz obligation in Islam? 2nd Hijri. While migrating Hijrat from Makkah to Medina, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq Raziyallahu Anhu took refuge in Thor cave ya Ghar Thor. When was the Charter of Medina, Misaqi Medina, adopted? 1st Hijri. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif participated in the 21st session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change held in Paris in 2015. Which famous police officer has written the book Police, Crime and Politics, Memoirs of an IGP? Hafiz Isdi Jami. Recently, an important political leader, Salahuddin Qadar Chaudhry, was hanged in Bangladesh. To which political party did he belong? Bangladesh Nationalist Party. A famous poet and scholar known for his dohas and national songs like Jeewe Jeewe Pakistan and A Watan Ke Sajile Jawano died recently. What was his name? Jamiluddin Ali. Scotland Yard is a police department of United Kingdom. Mossad is the secret intelligence agency of Israel. In 2016, the Olympic Games will be held in. It was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The 2024 Summer Olympics were held in France, while the 2026 Winter Olympics will be held in Italy, and the 2028 Summer Olympics will be held in USA. European Union has dash members 28, but after the Brexit it has now become 27. Which of the following heavyweight boxers was the first to remain undefeated throughout his career? Rocky Marciano. He retired with a perfect record of 49-0. Who won the recently concluded Rugby World Cup? South Africa in 2015. But as we are talking in 2025, the last Rugby World Cup was 2023. It was also won by South Africa, and in the same way, the 2019 Rugby World Cup was also won by South Africa. तू मेरे पास होते हो गोया जब कोई दूसरा नहीं होता, ये शेर किसका है? मीर दर्द। लाहौर का जोग्राफिया और हॉस्टल में रहना है। मजमून का असल नाम हॉस्टल में रहना है किसके मज़ाहिया मज़ामीन है? पतरस बुखारी। कत्ल हुसैन असल में मर्ग यजीद है। इस्लाम जिंदा होता है हर करबला के बाद। इस मशहूर शेर के शायर का नाम क्या है? मोहम्मद अली जौहर। लफ्ज़ शर का मुतज़ाद क्या है? बलाई। गीत निगारी में सबसे अहम नाम किसका है? वली दकनी। गज़ल के किस मिसरे में शायर अपने तखल्लुस का इस्तेमाल करता है? मक्ता। मिर्ज़ा गालिब ने वफ़ात कहाँ पाई? दिल्ली। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो। स्टे ब्लेस्ड।